Hey everybody, it's me, Hetty, and I've got a different setup today. I usually do my dehydrating at my dining table, and this is where I'm at. Took the tablecloth off and everything because I can kind of set this and just keep checking it without it taking up my counter space. I'm just using my Nesco food dehydrator, and today we're going to talk about dehydrating shredded potatoes. This is the first thing I ever learned to dehydrate, and I've been pretty pleased with the results. So I'm going to show you how to do it. These thawed. About the only place that you can get a big bag right now is Walmart. This 4-pound bag of shredded hash browns. It's the same thing as the more expensive Ida or whatever ones like that. The same thing. It's just 100% shredded potatoes. That's all. Could you do this yourself? Yes. To me, not worth the effort. For the price of these hash browns, I'm kind of messy. But anyway, I lay them out like this. Not a whole lot to it. I try to get it. Now I've got a million trays. You can see I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 12 altogether that I bought over a few years' time. I started buying like 2 at a time. And till I got to 12, and I've never had to go past 12. And yes, I do rotate my trays sometimes halfway through. Now remember how we've talked about being prepared. And if your family, this rehydrates, you can make hash browns out of it just like normal. They're excellent in casseroles. Excellent in casseroles. So I'm just going to fill in these little empty spaces here. I do fill it all the way, but I do have just the one layer. Then I move on to the next. I don't know if I'll need all of these trays, but I always get them all out just in case when I'm doing something bulk like this. I'm also going to rehydrate these at the end of the video. Of course, it'll be the next day, I'm sure. And we'll go from there. And you can see how they rehydrate. Okay, I'm not going to bore you. I'm going to go on filling up these trays, and I'll come back when I get them, when I'm about ready to turn it on. Alrighty, so I just finished filling up all the trays, and out of 8 pounds worth, 2 4-pound bags, per bag it was 4 trays, so approximately 1 pound. Now, why do I do frozen, you ask? Well, number one, they've already been blanched. Number two, you want to sit there and peel 15 pounds of potatoes and then shred them and then blanch them? No, it's much easier just to do this. Some of that work's been done for you. And right now, the price of that 8 pounds of hash browns trumps all the work and effort you'd have to go into. Now, of course, can you do it? Yeah, but I've never had really good luck with, I went through the stage where I can do this myself. Well, no, I went back to the frozen. I can show y'all. We're going to go into depth about this, but I have green beans. I have English peas. I have peas and carrots. I have mixed vegetables. I have corn. I have celery. I have celery leaves. And I have some spices that I dried myself. All right, so that's just off the top of my head. Let's just say you live in an apartment, and many of you do. This is something you can do to help yourself. You say, well, I can't do anything. I live in an apartment. I can't have a garden, blah, blah, blah. That's true. And we'll go into depth about this at a later date. But I'm telling y'all, if you're watching the news, and if you're not, you're a fool. Don't be obsessed with it. I'm not, but I pay attention. And people are cocky because maybe their store is stocked right now. You're going to start noticing stuff is gone. I'm just trying to tell y'all, think. I'm not trying to inundate you with a bunch of boring, crazy stuff. This is not crazy stuff. And my favorite thing, and I could have said this already, but my favorite thing about these hash browns is I can put them in large quart jars, and they're ready. and I don't have this sitting in my freezer. So that's what my main thing I love about it. And the ease of use, of course. So anyway, I'm gonna put the lid on it. This doesn't have an on-off switch. I'll have to plug it in. Let me do that. Okay, I set it to 135, and I'm gonna check it in about 6 hours and probably rotate my trays. It can take anywhere from, I don't know, 7 to 12 hours. And I do have so many more trays. Like I said, I've got 8 trays on here. And since I do have the 8 trays, I'm definitely going to rotate. If I've just got 1 or 2 trays, I usually don't. They claim you don't have to, but I hadn't seen that yet. Now, I'm going to, at some point in this video, I'm going to give you the price of this Nesco. Of course, the price has gone up because more people are doing for themselves since the, you know what, 2020, need I say more? Worth it. I don't care if you have to save up 3 months. You need to get to doing something. But anyway, I hope I've taught you something here. You'll get to see it, and we'll go from there. So I'll see you whenever I'm going to rotate these trays, and I'll tell you how long it's been. Until then, here we go. Here's an update. And sorry, I bumped the tripod. As you can see, I have little bitty. This is probably the best I can guesstimate. I've got a couple of these on, not every tray, but a lot of trays. And this is probably where I piled it on too thick. But all I've done is just spread everything around. And so far, a lot of these are getting very dry, if you can see that. Some of them are ready and others are not. See, here's another one, same spot kind of. And I just kind of move those to the outside because it seems like things get dehydrated on the outside quicker. I'm going to move those out a little more. There we go. But they are doing really well, as you can see. This is probably the worst tray, and it's probably the one I filled the most. Look at that. This is so tall I had to move the camera. Let me try to pull it up. You see there's a lot of this not done, but all these are done. So all I'm doing is I'm going around, and I do this with a lot of foods I dehydrate. Sometimes you just got to move them around to a different area. Then you come back a few hours later, and they will also be more dehydrated because I moved them to the outside. Lid back on, and I'm probably going to let it go another couple of hours and check again, see how close we are. Might take about 3 or 4 more hours. I don't know. It's been about 7 hours, so you know it can take there. It's a range of, you know, the temp as opposed to everything else, and I probably should have gone with 9 or 10. I'm normally only doing 1 bag at a time, so I'm probably not noticing it as much because probably when I'm doing the 1 bag, I am spreading them more thin. I'm not blabbing and taping. So anyway, there's your update. I'll see you when they're done. Here we go. It's been 10-ish hours, give or take a few minutes. Okay, so having said that, I've already turned it off camera and let it cool down. And as you can see, these are all perfectly dried. I'm gonna bring them up to the camera so you can see that. I hope that's focusing. Anyway, they're wonderful. I want you to see this, hear this crunch if you can. I'll have to do it off camera because, well, here, I'll just put my microphone to it. Hold on, let me get this off of me. Okay, I don't know if this will pick up. Nope, I don't think it picked up. But you can, yeah, you heard that, I'm sure. What I do next, and I'm not going to do all of them on camera, but I'll take 1 tray, correct, and they're all dry all the way down, just like I just showed you, okay? This just happens to be the top tray. Then you can take parchment paper, wax paper, whatever you have. Just get a little parchment paper. You want to get you a jar that's going to be airtight. I'm using quart-sized jars for this. And then I lay my parchment paper out carefully. Won't roll up on me. Give me a second to get this situated. Alrighty, I had to just weight it down. This is the end of my roll, and you know how tight things are when they get to the end of the roll. Anyway, I take this off and I try to carefully, you're going to spill some, it's just the nature of it, okay? But if you're over the parchment paper, you're going to catch almost all of it. And I slowly remove the tray from the bottom and then just simply tap them off. Any that wanted to stick into a hole, I just go and knock it off. And I'm going to do that off camera. That's kind of boring. Next, obviously, we have them on the parchment paper now. The ends are still going to try to roll up. Then I just carefully, I try to push them to the middle a little bit. And then I come in and center this reel. I hope that's pretty good. And I carefully pick them up. And in they go. Yes, I've got a little spill. It's just going to happen. Well, that filled that almost halfway up. So I'm probably get another tray and a half worth in here. So you can see how to do that. I'm not going to waste camera time showing you about that. I do want to talk to y'all about the cost. I looked this up, and as of about a week ago, these were the current prices. This model, or the newer model that is this model, I believe this is a FD75A model. You can get it on Amazon. The price has gone up last week. Now, the newer version that is the same thing, they just gave it a new number, FD75PR. Professional, I guess they're calling that. This is what the PR stands for. On HSN, you can get it for $89.99, but it comes with 5 trays, and it's 3 flex pays of $30. At Walmart, now you can't buy it at the store, but you can get it shipped to you. All of this is plus tax, of course. So you can get extra trays, a 2 count for. And of course the tray is what this is. And then you can get the fruit roll tray, which is the one like this. I thought I brought it out here, but I didn't. Which is the one like this, but it's solid and it's got a little lip on it right here. So that's called the cleanest screen. But the fruit roll tray, you can get 2. And this is called the cleanest screen. And you can get 2 of these for $5.99. And it comes with 5 trays, right? I told y'all I had 12. Well, I slowly just added 2 trays at a time. 2 trays at a time. Now, the price is higher, of course, because it's kind of late in the game. Everybody's getting on board, it seems like anyway. But like I've told y'all, I'm not going to talk you to death. Dehydrate. If that's all you can do is go to the produce stand or the grocery store and pick out really nice looking foods, but you need to research what dehydrates well. Some things do not. I've had a lot of fails. I just didn't make a video of them because I wasn't taping that day anyway. Sometimes I wish I would have so you could see the fail, but I never know that, you know. So do this. I have these on hand. And what I'm going to do next, I'm going to show you how they rehydrate. I'm going to go put my kettle on, and get a little bowl, and then I'm going to show you how to rehydrate them. As you can see, I finished putting them all in jars, and I got 3 quarts and a pint. And I've got my kettle hot here, sitting on a trivet, and I'm doing this for y'all so you can see how easily they rehydrate. I really don't need any, so I'm doing this for y'all. Actually, I'll do a little more because I can show you that they cook well too. Great for, you know, obviously hash browns. You can throw them into soup. There's so much stuff you can do with this, guys. You can make hash with it. I can't even think right now. If I think of it, I'll add some more. But I use it for a lot of stuff. And this is water just boiled. Now, I'm gonna let this sit 5 or 6 minutes, and then I'll come back and I'll show you. It's been about 6 minutes. I just put a timer on, left, and went and did some other stuff. And as you can see, they have rehydrated. Now this is exactly how they looked before I dehydrated them. And they have the same texture as before, except of course they were frozen. So I'm going to show you. Here's what I do. I just drain them like that. I'm going to let them drain for a little bit. And then I'm just going to throw these in a skillet and show you how nicely they cook up. As you can see, I've moved to the stove. I'm heating my skillet. I have poured out the water, and I'm still just letting these drain. And they're not going to have any more water in them than if you pulled them straight from the bag frozen. I'm just going to throw a little oil in here. A little more than that. Okay. I like to almost cover the bottom. If I smear that around, that'll be just right. All right. I'm going to let this heat up. And I'll bring you back when it's ready to put the hash browns in. I want you to see that these cook up beautifully. There's nothing wrong with them. If you're not sure if your oil's hot enough, all you have to do is throw one in. It's starting to sizzle. It's almost there. I'm going to give it about another 20, 30 seconds, and then I'm going to put the rest in. I think we're there. It's been about 20 or 30 seconds. And I'm just putting the rest of them down like this. Whoops. Making a mess as usual. I knew I couldn't avoid not making a mess. As I always do. Anyway, I'm going to let these go for a minute, and we'll come back when it's time to move them around. That won't be long. This is FYI. I got these gigantic tweezers. I love them all the time, like if you're doing bacon or stuff like that. But you saw I spilled those, and of course it's way too hot. I can't get under there. This cast iron grill and stuff. So I just use them to get hot stuff up like that when I can. I just pushed them around just a little bit. They're not quite ready to flip, but I'm going to flip them. I don't think it's going to stay all together. I don't have a lot of success with keeping hash browns together anyway. So frozen ones especially I'm talking about. Fresh ones, I don't know. I do my fresh ones different for hash and stuff like that. I cut them into small pieces, as you've seen before in videos. So bless you. The Wonder Dog just sneezed. All right, whether they're ready or not, I'm going to go ahead and flip them because this pan's hot. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to. I'm just going to stir them around like I would do in real life. I was hoping they'd stay together, but there's nothing binding them. And you got to remember, they've been blanched. They've lost all their starch. There's nothing going to make them adhere to one another. But I can guarantee you these are excellent. Salt, pepper, scrambled egg, a pancake or a biscuit. Yes. That's some good breakfast eating. Or breakfast or supper. Okay, when they're finally done, I will bring you back. Off camera, I tasted one and they are definitely done. I'm just going to add them to my plate. That's hot, so it's hard for me to maneuver both things. Let me put that down. Boink. A little salt, a little pepper. And you've got you some mighty fine hash browns. And you're not taking up freezer space. Or better yet, you know, if your freezer dies. So anyway, same thing with vegetables. We'll be talking about this in future videos. I'm really trying to teach some people that they need to be, like I said, I don't consider myself a prepper, but I do believe in being prepared, and I'm not even close, folks. I am not even close to being able to handle a big crisis any worse than what we've got now. I'll show you a pretty picture for the thumbnail in the beginning of the video probably. So there you have it, guys. Y'all saw these go from frozen to dehydrated to rehydrated to cooked. So yeah, this is doable for anybody. I'm telling y'all, if you can't do anything else for yourself, get a dehydrator. It will help you in the long run. Until then, I'll see you in the next video. Love y'all. Bye.